We're delighted to be here at the home of the Liberty Bell, this great symbol of freedom that really burns in all the hearts of American patriots. Today we are proclaiming our concern and worry about recent elections. Mothers across the United States rose up 100 years ago to secure the women vote, and now we are rising up today to protect it. As a mother who has birthed 7 children, I understand full well the fierce mama bear intuition that rises up when the lives and the future of her children are at stake. Did you know this year we also celebrate the 400th anniversary of the Pilgrims landing at Plymouth? I recently discovered that my 10th great-grandmother, Constance Hopkins, came across the Mayflower at the age of 14. Did you know that of all the women who made that 2-month Mayflower voyage across the ocean, 3/4 of them died that first winter? Why is that? It is because mothers are life givers and they are protectors. These Mayflower mothers were the first to go without food. They were the first to go without shelter. They, more than the others, took whatever they had and gave it to their children. These heroic women gave their lives for the survival of the next generations. We are inspired by our Mayflower mothers' sacrifice and vision of what can be. We too must have that same foresight and courage to go forth and to defend our children's future and their God-given rights, among them the right to govern themselves. Legitimate and fair elections are fundamental to this right and to our republic, but we have been hindered by votes that are not legal. This crisis must be exposed and corrected and stopped. If our children are to have confidence in their future and in this country and the Constitution, they must be able to trust that the elections are fairly won and not rigged or manipulated by machines or software. Our 3 oldest children were so excited to vote in the most recent election. At ages 20, 22, and 25, they're still new to this process, and they were anxious to register and participate and to vote their values and honestly their hopes and their dreams. You see, these kids were raised in a home that reveres faith and patriotism. Every morning growing up, we would have a family devotional with the kids where we would study scripture, we would teach them a story from American history, we would discuss a principle from the Constitution and how it relates to current events, we'd sing a song, then we'd drop to our knees, get in a circle, hold hands, and someone would offer up a prayer before we got them off for the day. Because of this, our children cherish the sacrifices of our early founding mothers and fathers, and they can see God's hand in establishing America. Just last week in one of our morning devotionals, our last child at home, little Marie, we taught her the story of Squanto. Now, he's a true Thanksgiving hero. Did you know that this 12-year-old Squanto was captured from his Indian village by hunters and fishermen from Europe? They sold him into slavery in Spain, but he was later rescued by a group of Spanish monks who taught him about God, who taught him the English language, and ultimately those monks would help him get back to his homeland in the New World. He came to that exact spot where his village used to be. They had been wiped out by disease and plague, but now who would soon arrive but a struggling band of pilgrims in desperate need of his help for survival. That now famous feast included Squanto and others, and those pilgrims prayed in gratitude for Squanto, and even through his losses and his trials, they knew that he had been prepared to be their guide and their friend and an answer to their tears and prayers. And Squanto himself said he knew that his language skills and the knowledge of his homeland had helped the pilgrims develop the very land and soil upon which he had been raised. Squanto was indeed a gift to America in the early dawn of its history. Now, when I told our little 13-year-old girl that story, she said, "Mom, I love that story. I didn't know that about Squanto." Both she and I were both so inspired by his willingness to be a special instrument sent from God to ultimately help secure this nation. Now God is in need of us to be an instrument in his hands to ensure the preservation of this chosen and blessed land. As mothers of America rise up for the protection of fair and honest elections, we are ensuring a bright and secure future for our children and our grandchildren. May we mothers say, just as our biblical ancestors proclaimed, "Lord, here am I, send me." We mothers are battle ready. We are prepared to defend legal votes, legitimate elections, and our love for America. May God go with us as we do so, and may God be with you, beautiful mothers throughout the United States, and may God bless America.